This video has got in how to do your warm-up and your cool-down. So as you'll know, if you run with us at the running club, we always do a warm-up and we always stretch at the end. And this video is for if you're doing any workouts at home, because I'm going to be posting your first home workout video immediately after this. Or if you do any runs on your own, or you go anywhere else where you're not being warmed up. So sometimes it happens at races as well. They usually put on a warm-up, but usually you can't see it or you can't hear or understand what they're saying. I really want you to keep on top of your warm-ups and your cool-downs, mainly for injury prevention, but also for you to help improve your running. So the purpose of your warm-up is to get your muscles nice and prepared for what you're about to do. And the purpose of your cool-down and your stretch is to make sure we're stretching out all the lactic acid, reducing the risk of injury, and reducing the amount you're going to ache the next day, which is always a win. So your warm-up should always be dynamic, and that means you're moving the muscles and preparing them for what you're about to do, especially if you have a static, well, I was going to say job, but whatever you're doing all day, if you're static, if you're sat still most of the day, you can't go from seated all day to suddenly running, doing hill sprints, and goodness knows what else we make you do, and expect your body to be fine with that. But also if you've not been particularly active immediately before you run. So if you do go for a walk or whatever before you run, or you walk here, then that's always a better start. So I'm going to show you both, and you can keep this video. The group will stay open so you can use this anytime. So I'm going to go through some exercises now that you can use, and then shortly after this I'll post your first home workout video. So have a go at that and let me know how you get on. So when we're getting warmed up, we want to warm up all the muscles that we're about to use when we go for a run. And so I don't forget, I usually start at the bottom and work up. So we're going to start with your calves. So with your calves, the best thing to do is to go up onto the balls of your feet and back onto your heels and get them moving. So I'm going to go right up onto the balls of the feet, back onto my heels, feel that stretch. And as you go right onto the balls of your feet, you want to feel that pinch at the top of your calves and then go back down. Keep that moving nice and dynamic. Next, hamstrings. So if you've got something to hold on to, you can do this by doing a nice big leg swing, and you should feel at the front as you kick that nice stretch underneath. If you haven't, you can take your feet out nice and wide, reach one hand to the floor, look up towards the sky, feel the stretch down the back of your legs. Next, we're going to do a little bit of a jog, get the legs going. So a little bit of a jog on the spot, get the legs moving like you will be when you're running, and then take it into some heel kicks. And you'll feel a bit more of a stretch down the front of the thighs with that one. And another one that's really important to warm up before you run is your chest. And that is because we want your chest nice and open so you can breathe nice and easily as you're going. So what I like to do is I like to kick heel to bum, do a bit more of a stretch on the quads before you go, and then pull those elbows right back to the side of you till you feel that chest opening up, and stretch out the day so you can breathe nice and steady. I also like to warm up my hips before I go because they get quite stiff. So I will do that by moving the knee up and out, getting the hips moving, and then doing the opposite of that, bringing the knee in and pulling it back together. So that's your warm up before you go, at a minimum about 30 seconds of each of those. After you've finished your run, and we're doing our static stretches, our held stretches, which you want to do for about 30 seconds each, we just want to stretch the main muscle groups that we've used, which are our calves, our hamstrings, our quads, and our glutes, if we're running correctly. So your calf stretch, you can pop your hands against the wall, you can put one foot back, lean your hips in and bend that front leg, and feel it down the back of your back calf, and you do that by pushing the back heel into the floor. If you want a slightly deeper stretch on that, you can use a step if you're in the gym, or you can use the pavement if you're outside. Stand on there with one foot flat, pop the other heel off the back, and just push the weight down onto the heel and give that a good hold. That will get a slightly deeper stretch, and if you have any issues deeper into the calf, say you've had an Achilles injury in the past, or you get a tight Achilles when you run, then use this stretch. Do the same on the other side. When you're stretching your hamstrings, you can put one foot out in front, hands on your bent leg. I'll just show you that the other way around as well. Hands are on the bent leg, foot is out in front, and that toe is lifted nice and high. But again, if you want a deeper stretch for that, you can put that foot up on a higher surface. Again, bend the leg, lift that front toe, feel it down the back there. To get our quads, you're just going to pull one heel to bum, hold on if you need to. Make sure with this one you're not lifting your knee up to get more of a stretch. Get those knees together and push your hips forward and lift your chest, and you'll feel the stretch down the front there. Then lastly, the glutes. You're going to pull one foot across your knee and you're going to sit down into that. I'll show you that the other way around so you can see. One foot over your knee, sit down into it, and you should feel that down into the glutes and the back of the leg there. Again, about 30 seconds on each of those, and make sure you're using those before you go and when you get back from your run, from the gym, or anything else you're doing. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. That's what I'm here for. That's what this group's for. And I really want you guys to get through this training without being injured. So please make sure you're always warming up and cooling down. And I'm about to post your workout video. As I said, use this video anytime and keep me posted. All right, take care.